get a lot of questions about how we form our teams. So I wanted to go through that with you today, and hopefully this will give you a little understanding of what we are going to do with the kids and how we create our teams. The first step is for your child to do an evaluation. So hopefully they can come to one of our April or May evaluations. That is just a starting point for us. From there, they're going to get assigned to a group, and they will come in and they will work out with other kids that are at their age and level. And during that time, we will really start looking at what teams are going to be the most successful for us. I want to make it very, very clear that this is a process. So you will not know after 1 week or even 2 weeks what our teams are going to be. And we really ask that you guys are patient. Honestly, some practices might not be as fun as others as we really work to figure out the best mixes. We will work on stunting with the kids, we will work on tumbling, but we will do a lot of stunting because we want to really make sure that we are setting up our teams for stunting success, and from the evaluation we will know their tumbling success. Please know if your child comes home from a practice and the stunting didn't go that great, our coaches are very smart and they will be making adjustments before the next practice. So again, we really ask that you have some patience while we go through the process and take several weeks to look at our different options. If you are trying out in April, that is awesome. We will get several extra practices with you. You do not have to pay anything extra for that. If you are trying out in May, that is great as well. After the May tryout is when we truly will have all of the kids together to look at our potential team options. So please know that if you try out in April, we will only have about half of the kids in our program working out in April, and then the full group will try out in May and we'll be able to look at everybody together. After really working with the kids in the groups, we will start to gain a sense of what groups of kids work well together. And from there, it will become very obvious what type of team your child is going to be on. Our door is always open. We do ask that you give us several weeks into May before you start asking questions about what level or team your child might be on. But the kids are smart and they're going to start really figuring that out. We do have an open door policy and we do have a drop deadline in June. So it is important that you make your final decision before June. We do not refund any of our fees or enrollment fees if your child does not decide to do the team. We do ask that you put in a full year commitment, and every single child is an important piece of the puzzle when determining our teams. Your child will stay in the same group unless the coaches ask you to move to a different day or time. During this process, we do ask that you are flexible as we work to get our schedule figured out. Not only are we working to create the best teams, but I am also working to make sure that the coaches work well with the kids, the coaches work well with each other, and we are always wanting to put the best coaches with the best kids and make sure that everybody has a great experience, and that takes a little bit of time. One question that we frequently get asked is, can my child move? And the answer to that is absolutely yes. A lot of kids will move throughout our summer process and throughout the process of forming our teams. So generally speaking, when we start our practices in May, it will take us several weeks. We will then create tentative teams that will be announced at the beginning of June. Those teams still have room for movement. When they get back from break in July, we will do a week-long evaluation where we re-evaluate their tumbling to make sure that we have really placed the kids in the best place for them. Please keep in mind that when we are creating teams, it is not all about tumbling. Tumbling is important, and it most certainly is a starting factor for us. Our goal is always to have the majority of the team, the strong majority of the team, have all of the tumbling skills, but we do reserve the right and often place people on teams for very specific reasons. For example, if somebody is an amazing flyer and we need a flyer for the next higher level team and they don't have all the tumbling skills, we may still put them on that team to fly. The same with backspotting or basing. Sometimes we may even put an athlete on a team to jump because jumps are very important on the score sheet. So please remember and please trust our coaching staff that we will put your child and all of the other kids in the appropriate place for them. And that does lead me to my final thing. Please stay positive. Please remember that it is our job as the coaching staff to put your kids on the most successful teams possible. It is always our goal to make every team successful. It is always our goal for your child to be placed on a team where they will thrive. We thank you in advance for trusting us to make those decisions and staying positive through the process.